Hello everyone, my name is Ragnamune. I've been playing DFO actively for the last 7 months. Currently, I am a level 27 Explorer, and today I am here to help you make money. DFO money, that is. No, put your wallet away. I'm not talking about buying and selling Sarah or Karma Coin or whatever you want to call it, because I know. You got your eyes on that plus 12 Savior, that full plus 10 amplified 7 Sins armor set, that avatar package that's going for 12 mil right now at the time of this recording. Well, if you stick with me, I'm going to teach you all of the tricks of the trade to help you afford the items of your dreams. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. And that first step here is picking classes that excel at gold farming. Now sure, you can easily farm with any class, but it's just the fact of life that some classes are a lot better suited to doing the task. Here's a roster of all of my classes. Some I use for gold farming, some are for raids. Classes I would highly recommend include the likes of the male and female Nen Masters, the Ashura, the Savior, the male and female Mechanics, the Swift Master, and many more. As important as my raid alts are for gearing my main character, in this case my Seraph, farming alts are a good plan to help fund those items that I need, and either reinforcements and amps that I require way later down the road. So the second step, gear them up. Not much to say outside of sufficient gear is needed to make them slaughter whatever dungeon you want to farm in glorious, speedy fashion. On screen is a general setup for what my female mech uses, but let me give you a small, little bit more in-depth rundown of what exactly you need. For your weapon, you want a Liberation or Terra Reconstruction weapon. Try to get it plus 7 to plus 10 on reinforcement if you're a percent class, or plus 3 to plus 5 on the refinement if you are a fixed damage class, like Dimension Walker, Brawler, Grappler. For your armor, you want 5 pieces of Dusky, Gracia, or Sea God, depending on what element you're locked to, or not locked to. Same goes for your sub-equip. Finish off the 6 set effect with a Gracia, Dusky, or Sea God sub-equipment. For your accessories, you want the Great Glory Bracelet. It has easy smash mod access. You want Vertil's Fish Necklace for an easy 10 crit, so you can do a lot more damage more conveniently and consistently. And Elba's Twin Fish Ring is a solid ring for a little bit more weapon attack power and a nice damage proc that's pretty instantaneous. Alternatively, you could also go Great Glory Ring for 5 extra crit. For your Magic Stone, you want to get yourself a nice cheapo elemental Magic Stone that works for whatever your armor set requires. There's plenty of cheapo mixed Magic Stones available now. Your earrings, you can work with Magic Sealed, or what I would recommend, upgrade them to Halidom. There's no reason not to. It's a free upgrade. But that's pretty much it for gear. You picked your class. You got your gear. It's time to pick your poison. Dungeon. Because now we get to the actual process of money making. There are 4 domains of choice people tend to farm. I shall go over them in great detail. Or maybe a little, because who knows, some of you may have raids to get back to. Domain number 1 is Grandine. This is the easiest of the dungeons, and the gold standard gold joke. For the best raw gold farm per FP. Only takes you 9 FP to do a full run. Do it on Slayer mode, you'll get around 25 to 40k on your flip, plus 2 items on Neo Premium Plus. You can get demon invitations and challenges from the boss. You might even get his boss card. You can get level 80 to 85 pinks and Halidoms. And doing the dungeon proper will get you Magtonium and Endless Eternities, which you can sell on the auction hall for even more money. Straight and simple, this is one of the fastest places to get all of your money very quick. A full FP bar can net you somewhere between 1.5 to 2 mil, no sweat. Dungeon number 2 is the Banquet Hall of Light. Alternatively to Grandine, you can rush this place for the same 9 FP, and still get a nice 25 to 40k gold and your 2 items on Neo Premium. The boss drops are a little more exclusive to 85s for Pinks and Halidoms. You can get his boss card, which is roughly the same for Evanescent Vermin, and the material drop is the same Endless Eternities, but you also get data chips, which you need for Loot Raid. A little bit more HP than Grandine, but if you need a nice change of pace, or you've got characters that need to run Loot Raid, and you do not want to buy your data chips, this is the place to go. Dungeon number 3 is the Watchers of Natram. 8 FP per entry. You need 8 FP to get in there. The card flip will get you around 5 to 7k gold and the standard 2 items. The boss drop is 7 Endless Eternities and 10 Nen Crystals. Very important to note that you'll get around half of your gold from selling the equipment that you get as a drop, but the other half come from selling these Nen Crystals, worth 2,000 a pop. Sometimes you'll get more than 10 if the dungeon bonus flip decides to give you, well, an Atram buff, either for Endless Eternities or Nen Crystals, which is really useful. The materials you get dropped are powerful energy bags, which you need for refining, and random bead pots. Very important to note that these random bead pots, while it is a very small chance, it is a chance nonetheless at some very strong and powerful beads for your equipment. For example, I have pulled a plus 12 light damage bead once. It's the only time I ever pulled a pink out of there, but it can happen. You never know what's going to come out of those pots, and it's just one of those things that people want. And domain number 4 is Bloody Lane, with 8 FP per entry, just like Watchers. You still get the same 5 to 7k on the card flip with 2 items. The boss drops are a little more sporadic. You'll get between level 85 to 90 purple items, level 85 to 90 pink or Halidom items. You can get boss cards. The materials you get in here are 6 Terranium, 6 to 10 Purification Stones, and godly substances at times. But to give you a big introduction as to what Bloody Lane is, welcome to the place you're going to live at for the rest of your life on DFO if you want easy money. No, really. This is probably my most favorite area to grind money, and it's all because you need Terranium for more than just selling it. Speaking of which, you can sell 80 Terranium to Jonathan for every day for a nice little 650k profit, and that is in addition to selling your items that you get in the dungeon proper. Oh boy. There's more though. The level 85 to 90 items can very well fluctuate. Calcite items in particular, which are the level 90 accessories, they go for a good price because people want to lazily make their Halidom accessories so they can do stuff. Particularly the female Crusader class wants them. You can get level 85 to 90 pink Halidom items as well. Pink or Halidom items, I should say, as well. And you never know what you're going to be able to get with them. You can disassemble them for easy amounts of high-grade elemental crystals. Some people need them for catalysts, for epic crafting. Speaking of which, Godly Substance, a very big material that drops here. Because right now it's an easy 1 mil. I don't know how long it's going to remain at 1 mil. Maybe it'll rise a little higher, maybe it'll rise a little lower. Depends on the supply and demand in demand. But rest assured, you get a Godly Substance, that is a nice boost to your money for the day. No sweat. But of course, I have to address the elephant in the room. The rare prize, because the boss card's here. If you get any boss card not named Suparna, you've just hit the big leagues. No, really, they are that valuable. I hit a Graggle card once when I was just doing some Mail Ranger shenanigans, and that Graggle card sold for 90 mil. It was a good day. I will also bring special mention to Times Square, because some people will prefer to run Times Square. I don't know if they do it rush or if they do it full. I haven't tried it myself, but the people seem to think that Times Square is a good place to farm for money, so I will bring mention to that. The flips are likely on par with Grandine, and yeah, that's all I know about that place. But Times Square does bear a little bit of mentioning, just in case you want to try and hard farm out a Transcendent Nornal card. So that's it for dungeons, but I got news for you. We're not done yet. Dungeons are only one part of the money-making process. If you are far enough in the game, you get a few more indirect ways that can help you make even fatter stacks. First up is raids. Phase 1 of Anton and Phase 2 of Luke. In addition to the materials that they give, Trash Epics, Condensed Antonium, and Linoleum, sometimes you will get cards, and sometimes you will get trash legendary items between the levels of 85 to 90, which are really useful. My friend here flipped Poison Bloom gloves. Speaking of Linoleum, you could trade 40 in for a Luke of Darkness card, there we go, and you could trade a further 75 with one of those on you for a Luke of Light card, which is even more money. very, very time-consuming to get multiple Luke raid characters going, but once you do, it can be a huge payback for yourself. Speaking of trash epics, Epic Souls. If you are extremely strapped for cash, you do have the option of converting Epic Souls into Demon Challenges and selling them to players. The conversion rate is 1 Epic Soul for 20 Demon Challenges. It is very, very dumb to do this, but it is an option. On the plus side, Demon Challenges have been a little more scarce to come by, thanks in part to Ancient Dungeons being removed and merged with Otherverse. Speaking of which, segue, the Otherverse got heavily gutted as of June 19th. Reason being, the merge basically dropped the base sell price of Nihilistic Demon Stones from 7,000 apiece to 1,500, and that gutted one of the bigger methods in the game. Now people are basically disassembling them with Enchanter Profession disassemblers and getting a lot more gold cube frags pumped into the game, as well as more people running it, so there's no reason not to disassemble them that way. If you do encounter Notgruff, as I'm going to call him, you sometimes do get access to ancient equipment and card pots, so you never know what could pop out of those. As well as a hefty sum of appeasing stones too. You have 68, and you want to try your luck? After you choose a Requiem weapon for 30, spend another 20 and 100k gold for a recipe, and then 18 more as material, and you have a 10% chance of crafting a Liberation weapon. It is very risky, but if you succeed, you have something people might indeed buy to save some time for themselves. And if you fail, well, that Requiem weapon still has good catalyst fodder, so small victories, I guess. We're almost done, guys. We are almost done, because I still have to go over equipment and potions, because there are a few items that are around the games today that actually still work in this fashion. The Grave Robber King's Journal, the Essence Ring of Desire. 30% boost to any dungeon gold you pick up with the journal, and the ring boosts that by 12, and even gives you a small 5% drop rate increase for pinks. I don't know if that works for cards, but if it does, it might be worth trying to get this item just so that you can get that very small RNG boost for yourself. If you have legacy characters from before the February 27 patch, which introduced Origin, you will have a title called I'm Level 85, which is a further 10% increase to this dungeon gold pickup. So, there you go. It's impossible to get this title now. So new characters that you're trying to get way back out there and roll, unfortunately, you are out of luck. And these equips were pretty much tailor-made to gold farming. Yeah, they can cost a pretty penny, because the Grave Robber King's Journal, I picked mine up for 30 mil, but I've farmed with it for a while now, and it's easily made itself back for me. Lastly, the pots. Bunny's Tip and Bunny's Advice. Bunny's Advice, for 20 minutes, for 50 mileage, all dungeon gold you pick up is increased by 50%. And Bunny's Tip works slightly differently in that you pop it outside of a dungeon. For 5 full dungeon runs, any gold that would drop outside of gold drop jackpots will actually get their base value multiplied by 4. Meaning if you were to get a 1k gold bag drop, when it does actually drop, it'll show up as a 4k gold bag instead. So why do I bring up potions though? Because the 3 pieces of gear I mentioned, plus the 2 potions, all of that stacks. So a 1k bag of gold is suddenly 8k. A 1250 bag of gold is suddenly 10k. A very, very big, somewhat expensive, but still an option of easily boosting your raw gold farm should you have the mileage and a little bit of funds to splurge on these lovely items. And that, my friends, is everything that I've got for you. I think Aegis Rick summed it up best, however. The true best way to make money? Simply play the game. Level a new character. Farm materials that people want for raid. Have fun. Kill bosses. Commit to a strategy and pace yourself. This game isn't going anywhere, and neither are you. Unless, of course, real life kicks in. But that pretty much does it. I hope you all get out there and become rich and wealthy and are able to afford those items of your dreams. I am still chasing that plus 12 weapon of dream for my Weapon Master. Until next time, everyone, this is Ragnamune signing out. You guys have a great night. Thank you for watching, and please take care. Farewell.